Good morning, happy Saturday morning. Coming here from you from Columbia. Show I'm going to start called "From My House to Yours." It's a way to kind of show you, I guess, a picture into our lives of what we do and around the house. But also want to promote my real estate business. If you know anybody or yourself or is in the market to buy or sell any property, I'd love to get a referral from you. So today I'm letting you in on my special recipe for biscuits, but we're going to kick it up a little bit and add a smoked brisket to it. What I've got here is a prepared brisket I smoked on my grill last night, and that's a whole show in its own. But so right now, what we're going to do is we're going to. Hey Jimmy, how you doing this morning? You want to get on the live broadcast? We're going live on Facebook right now.
That's all right.
Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to make biscuits first. I'm going to show you. I've got some already prepared, but I'm going to show you how to do it. So right now we're going to add 2 cups of flour, and then I grate a whole stick of butter. I like to freeze it overnight in the freezer. So I'm just going to grate it just like you would cheese. And if you freeze it, it works a lot better to grate. This one's actually not frozen, so I'll save a little bit. I'll grease my pan with it. You can use a cast iron skillet. You can use a cookie sheet, anything you want to do that with. So I've got a stick of butter grated, and then now I'm going to grate and kind of prepare the surface. What that does is it allows the biscuits not to stick. And it also will give you a little flavor on the bottom of your biscuit. So I've got my cheese grated in, my butter grated in there. I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, just a little bit of salt, kind of give the flour some seasoning, and I like to add a pinch of sugar in there too. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually kind of just mix this up by hand and get the butter mixed into the flour. And get those ingredients mixed up real quick. Kind of break the butter up with your fingers a little bit. Alright, next we're going to add, so if I use 2 cups of flour, and by the way I use the White Lily self-rising flour. I found that's probably the best to use. It's got to be a self-rising. So if I've used 2 cups of flour, then I'm going to use 1 cup of buttermilk to get the right consistency for the biscuits. And don't add all the buttermilk at one time. Let me grab a spoon here. Just add a little bit at a time and mix it in to get the right consistency. And then we'll do the remaining buttermilk in there. Alright, so now I got the dough prepared. What I'm going to do is prepare my surface that I'm going to knead it on. So I've got my flour here. I use a big large cutting board, so I'm going to put the flour down on the cutting board. You can use your counter space or whatever you want. Also want to make sure that your hands are nice and floured up so that the dough doesn't stick to them. And just pour your dough out into there. And then you're just going to make it into a ball. Just kind of roll it in the flour, make it into a ball. And kind of pat it out, and we're going to fold it over 5 or 6 times. And what that does, it allows the flakes to create in the biscuit when they cook by giving it those layers. I've often teased my kids that I used to work at Hardee's and learn how to make biscuits that way, but I actually have been making them for years, just from trial and error, and my kids are waiting in the next room for these to be ready. So, all right, once we've got that done, now I'm going to take a rolling pin. I'm going to flour that so that the dough doesn't stick to that as well. And we're going to roll them out to about 1.5 inches thick, basically. Alright, I've got 2 size cutters. I've already got some prepared with the big cutter, which is good when you're doing like a big large piece of meat like the brisket. Or if for a regular biscuit you want to use the smaller one. And you also want to put a little flour on that so that when you cut the biscuits it doesn't stick. Now cutting the biscuits, you do not want to twist the cutter. That helps seal the edge of the biscuit up, which doesn't allow it to cook, and it kind of cuts the moisture off. So you're just basically stamping it. Okay, once I stamp it, then I'm going to go ahead and put it in the cast iron skillet. Or you can put them on your cookie sheet, whatever you're doing. I like using the cast iron because it just generates the heat better. I think it makes a better biscuit. But a cookie sheet's fine too. So once I have some left over, I'm going to roll them back up. And so I can use all the dough and don't waste any. And then we'll roll it back out again. I'm wearing my special apron this morning that a good friend of mine gave me, Miss Ann Bennett. Give a shout out to her. We used to do a lot of camping together. Alright, so we got the biscuits prepared. So let me wash my hands real quick. Alright, so we got the oven preheated to 425. It usually takes anywhere from 20 to 25 minutes. As they get done, then I will brush them with melted butter. And that just gives them a little bit more flavor. So I'm going to drop these in the oven. And like I say, I've got some already prepared. These were the larger biscuits because we're going to actually cut a brisket on it here in a minute. And let me get the brisket cut here real quick. This is a brisket tip. And it was smoked all day yesterday and into the night. And it's pretty good. I do say so myself. Alright, so we'll take a biscuit. This is my apron that Miss Ann gave me. It's called Call It, in memory of the gentleman that used to work at the Beacon up there in Spartanburg. So we're going to cut a biscuit in half here. We put 2 pieces of brisket on there. I also got some scrambled egg that I prepared earlier. Lay 2 pieces of scrambled egg on there. A little cheese. You can add barbecue sauce to this if you want to, or just eat it like it is. And that is the world famous brisket biscuit. It's very good. I don't want to give you my address because you might want to pull over here and come get one, but I will have some left over, I assure you that. But that's from my house to yours today, and you guys keep me in mind for any real estate needs. I'd love to get a referral from you. Have a good day.